Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. So today, I'm going to be reviewing episode 2 of Murder Drones, aka Heartbeat. And if you haven't watched it yet, then go check it out. It's on YouTube, also on Prime Video. Go check it out. It's called Heartbeat. Go check it out. So, now that we've got that out the way, I'm sorry if I'm speaking a little quiet and you can't really hear me because my mom is in a meeting right now and I don't want to be too loud and interrupt it. So that's why I am sounding a little too quiet. So let's get into it. Now, let's just start off with all my cons, and then we can just later get them out of the way with my upsides, aka my pros. So, yeah. Now, starting off with the cons, lesser, cooler thingies. They kind of lessened the cool things from the pilot, specifically with the murder drones. The murder drones aren't really as imposing or cool as they were in the pilot. And in my review for the pilot, I said that the worker drone designs were really cool, and the murder drones designs were basically the worker drones, but better. And they were giving pretty hard Angel of Death vibes, but now they're just kind of, Angel of Squish vibes. And now they're just kind of not in this episode. Next up is the villain. The Absolute Solver was built up to be a really big threat, and it was kind of defeated way too easily. And, this is not really the end of the Absolute Solver. They just kind of defeated it for now in this episode. And, Next, the pacing and the plot. The first 5 minutes of this episode had almost every piece of footage we had in the trailer, which is not a good thing. And it's not really all the greatest. And the plot, it's something weird. I'm mainly confused on the part of N leaving and then returning. I don't know. It's a whole weird thing. But now that we've got those out of the way, let's get into my pros. Now, starting off with the pros, the animation. Like I said in my pilot review, the animation was already fantastic, but there were problems that I didn't mention in the pilot review. I didn't talk about how the oil leaks were roughly animated. But they kind of fixed those issues, and character movements are way more fluent, which is a really, really good thing. Next up, the tone in this movie. The tone in this movie is great. Now, coming into this, I was expecting the humor to not mix well with the horror, but it did. It really did. Next up, funny moments. And in the pilot review, I mentioned that the thing wasn't unfunny. There just because there were funny jokes, but they never got me laughing out loud. But in this episode, they did. Specifically, anthropology scene and Khan's parent-teacher conference. those got me laughing out loud. And finally, character development. Specifically, side characters such as Khan or Doll get character development, and it's really well done. It really gets you excited for what's gonna happen in the next episode. So, yeah, that's kind of all the stuff I wanted to really talk about. Also, the emotional beats, there's this whole thing in the end of the episode where Uzi suddenly being afraid of N because she, after what the Absolute Solver did, the Absolute Solver somehow became N, and the Absolute Solver tried to squish Uzi with her railgun, and then Uzi thinks N, the actual N, is a trap, and so she gets scared of N, and then there's this whole heartwarming scene when Khan and Uzi reunite, and they kind of hug, and it was kind of heartwarming, I'm gonna be honest, but also a little heartbreaking. So, yeah. Now, my overall review. After, it is a little downgrade, I will admit. It's a little downgrade from the pilot, but it's not bad in any right, no. Not at all. With this coming from Glitch Productions, it's honestly still a really good episode. I was a little disappointed by some tiny things, but it's still a good episode. Like I said, this is a little downgrade from the pilots, so my overall rating is 8.5 out of 10. Now, for some people, that is very high, but come on, guys. We all have our own opinions. That's what makes these things fun. So, yeah. Now my overall review. Overall, although there were some cons, such as lessened cooler moments, the villain, pacing and plot, there are pros that kind of wash out the cons, not completely, but it still balances this episode 50-50, such as tone, funny moments, animation, jokes, character development. Yeah. So, that is it for now. I will have my review for episode 3 on Tuesday. So, catch you guys in the next one. Now, before we go, I would just like to say, like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you for watching. Thank you to my parents for giving me birth. And I'll see you guys in 18 years. Goodbye.